Okay, now let's do some grouping. Okay, and also we can do some so we can do summary statistics instead of simply doing a count. So what about the average tip or average total bill for dinner and lunch or for the different days? Okay. We want the height of the bars, not the frequency, but some other numerical statistic based on some other variable, okay, and grouped by a categorical variable. So here, in this example, we want to compute the average tip for the time, for dinner and lunch. We want to plot that. So again, first we have to prepare the data, in this case, summary statistics, and then use the statistic in the plot. So we first compute the average tips. So we take tips underscore df, the tip column, and we group by the time. Okay. So once that is done, then we compute the mean. So then we get the average value for dinner is $3.10, for lunch is $2.73, right? So now the index for this object is dinner and lunch, and the value itself is average tips. Then we create a plot, a figure, and then we draw the bar with x-axis being the index and the height being AVG tips. Okay. Then we set the title, so we have the y limits. What is the y label? So here we are doing the title and title separately. So you could do the titles in two different ways, right? If you say ax.set, and then you can do title equal to such and such, x label equal to such and such, y label equal to such and such. Okay. So then all three will use the same format, font and size and everything. Now if you want to control the font face and the size of the title separately, the x-axis separately, y-axis separately, then you have to set them up individually. So I have here set title by itself. Okay. And I'm going to use the font dictionary that we created previously, title font. Okay. So we had that. Okay. So define format sets. So we have title font. Okay, what is the size? What is the face? What is the style? Weight, color, and all that. Then we have axis font. This is for the x-axis and y-axis. Then we have tick fonts. Okay, what are the tick labels? What should be the font for that? So we have three different font sets defined in a dictionary. Okay, three different dictionaries. Title font dictionary, axis font dictionary, and tick font dictionary. So we can use those three dictionaries here. Okay. Set title. So font dictionary, that's your parameter, equal to title font. And then I have the y-axis. So what is the y limit? What is the y label? So y label, I want to use the axis font. And then the tick marks, I want the tick marks to go from 0 to 4 in increments of 0.5. So I'm using the NumPy arange function. So that's going to give you 0, 0.5, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, and so on, up to 3.5, not including 4. Okay. And I want the tick labels to have the tick font. And then I have the value label. Okay. So value label, okay, and then your X tick. So value label, you see the format here. So $, and then the percentage sign at the format. Okay. Then you get this. Okay. All right. Let's look at the bar chart for average tips from the day column. So we have to first create average tips okay, let's call it by day. Okay, average tips by day. So that will be tips DF. So we want to take the tips. We want to take the tips column. Well, that's actually tip, not tips. Okay, tip. Tips underscore DF, tip. So now we're going to take that tip column. All right. And then we are going to group by what? Tips DF day. Okay. Now that's going to arrange the tips by day. Okay, Thursday separately, Friday separately, Saturday separately, and so on. Then we want the mean of all that. So then let's go ahead and take a look at what we have. So now we have for each day the tip amount, average tip amount. Okay. Now we want to create the chart, okay, and we want to create the chart with x-axis being the index and the y-axis being these average tips, right? So we have, say, fig AX equal to PLT subplots. We want subplots, right? And then say fig size equal to 15 by 10. Fig size is a tuple, so we have to give that as a tuple. And then we do the chart itself in the AX object, and we want a bar chart for AVG tips by day index as the x-axis. And then AVG tips by day, so that will be the y-axis. Okay. If we plot that, then you're going to have the basic plot. So the basic plot is right here. Okay. And then we have to do the formatting. Okay. So I'm going to let you complete the formatting. Let me do only one thing here. Okay, so suppose we want to put, see, tips is $sign, right? We want to put a $sign for the y-axis tick labels, for example. How do we do that? Okay. Well, what I have done is I put the dollar signs on top of the value labels. I'll show you how to do the dollar signs for the value labels. The rest of them you can complete on your own. Okay, so let's take. So how do you put bar labels? So AX dot bar label containers AX dot container. So AX dot containers 0. So that would put the value labels on top of the bars, but it doesn't give you the formatted values. So we want to format it. So we say FMT, and we have to provide the format within quotation marks. So we do percentage sign, say 4.2, F. Okay. So that rounds your values to 2 decimal places, but it still doesn't have a dollar sign in front. So if you go here and put a dollar sign in front of the percentage mark, then it will put the dollar sign in front of the number. Okay. And then you can say other things that you want, like you can say size equal to 14, then it will increase the size to 14, or if you want other types of formats, you can specify that there.